Hey VC, Laz back again, and I'm here to do a different kind of video. Well, you know, since it's the VC, the vinyl community, this is going to be a little bit different. But I think as collectors, especially metal collectors, this definitely kind of falls in line and could be entertaining to some, maybe not to others, but I thought I'd go ahead and do it anyway. Because I'm in the midst of kind of rearranging some things and whatnot. So what I want to do is just kind of throw together here a quick video of my heavy metal VHS tape collection. And I do collect VHS tapes. I do still have VCRs. In fact, I have two combo DVD VHS players right below my monitor here. But I also do Laserdisc, Betamax. I do all forms of video format. And so when it comes to band tapes and whatnot, I always collect them. You know, when I go to thrift stores, things like that, garage sales, whatever, flea markets, when I come across them, I buy them. And I have quite a few of them, especially in all genres like rock, new wave, synth pop, classic rock, reggae. I've got all kinds of band and music related VHS tapes, laser discs, etc. But one I wanted to show in this one is primarily just my metal VHS tapes, and these are the tapes that are not in their band's collection. And what I mean by that is, like, I'm not going to be showing any of my Iron Maiden tapes because those are all in the Maiden collection, so they'll get their own. Judas Priest, they'll get their own. Things like that. Halloween, Gamma Ray, and all that, they'll get their own. This is just the other stuff that's just kind of by themselves in the VHS tape collection. So, and metal related. So enough blabbing. I'm just going to go ahead and go through these pretty quick and point out some things. And the first two I'm going to show are non-single band tapes. Okay. And what these are, but they're very important to me, and I've had them for years and years. A lot of these I've had since I was a teenager. But these I've had a long time. And these are the two Doomsday News tapes, okay? And you'll see that my VHS tapes, yes, I have cases for these things. These are, if people get into VHS tapes and whatnot, these are very cool. I'll show these real quick before we get going. These protective sleeves, okay? Plastic sleeves. You can get these on Amazon. They average about, I think, like $1 a piece. So you can get a pack of like 25 of them for like 25 bucks. But if you collect these things, they are absolutely perfect. They fit the tapes exactly and they protect them. VHS tapes are notorious for getting beat to shit. So I keep all my tapes in these things. But anyway, so back to the tapes. Doomsday News, Volume 1 and Volume 2. And these are important. These are how I discovered the band Rage back in the day, Voivod back in the day. A lot of German stuff is on these tapes, okay? And these are the two that they made. So Doomsday News 1 and 2, Volume 1 and 2. Okay, next up, some of these are kind of mixed. I'm just going to go through them as quick as I can. This next one, this is Stryper live in Japan. And there you go. And I'm not sure, or I don't remember what year this is, but it's just called Stryper live in Japan. You know, in the Bumblebee Bumblebee, you know, attire. So, Stryper live in Japan. I'll show some Kiss ones here. This is Kiss The Second Coming. You know, and with Kiss, there's an absolute ton of video stuff. One that I did have that I think I sent it to Scott Waters was the Kiss Psycho Circus with the 3D glasses and all that. This is Kiss Exposed. Next to, well, yeah, there's two copies here, but they are slightly different. This is Kiss Animalize, Alive and Uncensored. And then this next one, this is also Kiss Animalized, Live and Uncensored. But if you'll notice the difference here, one has yellow stripes and one has chrome stripes. So sometimes you'll find little variations like this, just like when you collect vinyl, there's variations, etc. But cool to have. And the really cool thing about collecting VHS tapes, beta tapes, anything like that, these things are cheap, so they're fun to collect. And it's inexpensive to collect. And I do still play them. I do still watch them. In fact, there's a charm to watching these on VHS versus, 4K or even DVD, things like that. It captures that time, and it's almost kind of like comfort food watching these in VHS when you lived that time anyway, which I did. Us old guys, lived in that time. Okay, so that's some Kiss pieces. Moving on here, I'll do some Ozzy and Sabbath stuff. I have 2 copies of this. Saw this concert live in San Francisco at the Cow Palace, 1986. Master of Puppets, Metallica was the opening act. Incredible. Got to see the original Metallica open for Ozzy that night, and it was an incredible night. It was for the Ultimate Sin Tour. And so this is the Ultimate Ozzy. It's a single tape. I just happen to have 2 copies. Some of these I do have duplicates of because, like I said, especially if I'm at a garage sale or something like that, and it's like, oh, how much are your VHS tapes? Oh, 25 cents or 50 cents. I'm picking that up. That's an Ozzy VHS tape. I mean, come on. Where's the fun in that, Cheap entertainment, cheap collecting fun, but very cool. And there's some of these that are worth, you go on eBay or something, it's like, holy crap, man. I didn't know that was that rare, There's some rare stuff here. Not necessarily these 2, but in VHS, there's some rare metal stuff, for sure. So Ultimate Ozzy. Next up, this is from No Rest for the Wicked. This is Ozzy Osbourne Wicked videos on VHS. Duh, they're all on VHS. Everything I'm going to show is on VHS, Dwayne. I don't have to say that every time. Anyway, Ozzy Wicked videos. Next up, this was one of my favorites, man. I remember this lived in my VHS in my VCR. At the time it came out. I must have rewatched this thing every day, like before bed. I don't know, for a good month straight. I was just addicted to this tape. It was such a good documentary at the time. This is Ozzy, Don't Blame Me. This came out right around No More Tears. Really cool Ozzy doc. So Don't Blame Me, Ozzy Osbourne. Next up, this is kind of a special one. This is Ozzy Live and Loud, and this is in the Speaker Great case, limited edition, just like the limited edition CD that has the speaker grill case on it. It's in a black box with the grill on it. Let me open it up so you can really see it. So here you go. There's the front. There's the sides, and then the grill comes off like that. You got the little bronze Ozzy emblem there. And then inside is the actual cassette. There's the empty box. Okay. And then that's the cassette. Live and Loud. And this one, I don't see this around. I don't know. I haven't looked online. I'm sure there's probably one on eBay or something like that. But in person or out in the wild, I've never seen it. I bought this new back in the day at Suncoast Motion Picture Company when it came out. And it's the only one I've ever seen in person. So I don't know if it means it's all that rare, but it's been rare to me. So glad to have it. Okay, a couple Black Sabbath ones here. This is Black Sabbath, The Last Supper. And this is with Ozzy. This was one of the reunion shows. Shoot, I don't have my glasses handy. I don't remember the year. I'll show you the back there. Oz, Tony, Geese. Bill. But yeah, Black Sabbath, The Last Supper. I like the sideways image there. So there's that one. Let's keep going here. This next one is a two tape set. Volume 1, The Black Sabbath Story. And this is Volume 1. There's the side and the back. And then Volume 2 in a red case. So together, that's your set. All right. And so that's Black Sabbath. Next, this one, this is UFO Live. This is from the Misdemeanor Tour. Again, this is another one. I've never seen another copy of this. And everything I'm showing, these are all like, this isn't like home recorded stuff. This is official released material, you know. So there's that one. Next up, this is Deep Purple, Heavy Metal Pioneers. Cool one. Next up, I got a couple of Dokken. This is Dokken, Unchain the Night. Into the Fire. Just got lucky breaking the chains. Alone again, the hunter in my dreams. It's still the same. It's not love. Next up is Dokken, One Live Night. It's kind of, sorry for the glare. These things are shiny. It's the problem. Yeah, One Live Night. There's the back. Okay, next up I have 3 from Dio. I also have DVDs of these too. This is Dio, a special from the Spectrum, live concert performance. Gotta love Dio. Next, Dio, Sacred Heart, the video from the Sacred Heart tour. And then this one's kind of harder to find. This is Dio, Time Machine. When I found this, I didn't even know this had been released, and I found it used. And I've never seen another one. Probably online, I'm sure you can get it, but just out in the wild, I've never seen another one again. Yeah. So Time Machine, Dio. Okay, next up, this is some Queensryche. First one, this is Queensryche Live in Tokyo. Sony Video LP. There's the back, the side. You know, the other cool thing about VHS tapes is they look cool on the shelf. You know, when you have a whole shelf of them, they're really cool. So just as like eye candy, you know, they're fun just for that reason. And, you know, somebody else I know in the VC that has a lot of metal VHS tapes is Renee in Spain. I would love to see him go through his collection. Next up is Video Mind Crime. Actually have 2 copies of that. Video A Mind Crime. And then I have, this is Queensryche, Building Empires. And then, actually, what I do with that? Okay, speaking of Queensryche, this is the Queensryche, what's the exact title? I forget. I guess it's just Mind Crime Live. Operation Live Crime. It's the CD and VHS tape box set. So since it's got a VHS tape in it, I'll show that too. And since we're on Queensryche. So Live Crime, Queensryche. Okay, next up is, this is a couple from Def Leppard, same tape. I just have a couple copies of it, and they are the same. Yes, they are. This is Def Leppard, In Your Face, In the Round, In Your Face, Live. I just happen to have 2 copies of it. Def Leppard. Next up, this is Scorpions, live in Russia. It's Scorpions, To Russia with Love and Other Savage Amusements. Cool box. Next up, metal, but Van Halen, Live Without a Net. Little Van Halen. This one actually should be in my classic rock shelf. I don't know why it's here, but since it's here, I'll show it. This is Led Zeppelin. Song remains the same. In the wrong spot, but that's all right. Here's some AC/DC. Who Made Who? AC/DC, Let There Be Rock. And I will say this too, like everything else that I collect, even though they're somewhat cheap, I really only pick them up when they're in nice shape. I don't like, ratty crap in my collection. But if there's something that I don't have and I don't think I'll ever see again, I'll still grab it, like this one. This one's actually in beautiful shape, but let's say this was ratty tatty. I've never seen it before, especially complete. So if it was, I would grab it, but this is a really nice copy. This is Skid Row Roadkill. And it even comes with the 2 pairs of unused glasses. So in perfect shape. This one's cool. Here's another one I haven't seen around at all. This is the Yngwie Malmsteen collection. Very cool box. There's the back. See the track list. Black Star, so good. Oh, here's another one that I just used to play the crap out of. So I'm glad I got 2 copies. But this is W.A.S.P. Videos in the Raw. Let's have 2 copies of it here. Love that shot of Blackie on there. And this is basically, if you've never seen this, this is it's Videos in the Raw, but it's a documentary also. So it's just a really, really cool tape. Next up, this is W.A.S.P. live at the Lyceum in London. Another Sony video EP, or this is a video EP. The Queensryche was a video LP. So a couple from W.A.S.P. there, a couple from Motley Crue. This first one, I got multiples of these. This first one, this is the Dr. Feelgood, the videos. Just a couple copies of it. Again, when I see them cheap, I grab them. This next one, I remember when this came out, we all got together at a friend's house as a party and watched this video. This is Motley Crue, Uncensored. And I have 3 copies of this. There's that one. There's that one. And then this one, which still has the hype stickers on it. So there's that. And then let's see here. Here's some Metallicas. This is Metallica 1998 home vid, Cliff 'Em All. And Metallica 2 of 1. The One videos. This is A Year and a Half in the Life of Metallica. And then, of course, these guys. Now, I've got 2. They're up there. I'm looking at them from here. I got 2 of the Live Ship Binge and Purge box sets. One is CDs, one is cassette tapes, but both have the VHS tapes in them. But these I tend to see in the thrift stores like by themselves. So they're just the VHS tapes. So this is Live Shit, Binge and Purge 1. And then I have 2 copies of number 2. So these are just, you know, loose ones out of the box sets. I've always liked how, you know, when you put them together, you get the whole image there. So just some extra copies of those. But again, when I see them, I'll grab them. And then I will show these. You know, I talked about I'm not going to show any home recorded stuff. Well, these aren't exactly home recorded. They're bootlegs, and they're pro shot and then booted. Okay, so they're not official releases. They're officially bootlegs, but they were professionally shot and released on video. And they're they're all Ozzy and Sabbath related. This first one, this is Ozzy live in Seattle, Washington, June 11th, 1992. And they're in clamshell cases. There you go. There's the back and the set list. That's a pro shot, 110 minutes. And then Ozzy, this is the Bark at the Moon tour. This is live at the Palace, 1984, Salt Lake City, Utah. And there's the back and the set list. And then this is Black Sabbath, Paris, France, 1970, famous bootleg record. Here's the video. Sabbath, Paris, France, 1970. Pro shot, 60 minutes, December 1970. And then this one, this is Black Sabbath at the Star Lake Amphitheater in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 6/12/1999. And there's the set list. And okay, I think I'm going to do it there. That is most of, if not all of my metal-related VHS tapes, minus the ones that, like I said, that are in their own collections. But I thought this might be fun. You know, I like to, as a YouTuber viewer, I like to come across sometimes when someone posts something kind of different. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If not, no worries. But I thought it might be fun to throw these up and see who else out there collects these. If you collect VHS tapes or metal or music-related VHS tapes, drop a comment down below. And I'm curious to see how many people do. If you're thinking about getting into it, it's easy, it's fun, and it's cheap. It's not hard to do. So if you're thinking about it, go for it. Have fun with it. Anyway, guys, I still got to do that video or that vinyl update vid. So maybe I'll move on to that. It all depends on how much the wife keeps me free. So talk to you soon. Peace. Cheers. See you in the next one. Stay in the groove.